Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mike Pisani with Alpha Shark and Smart Option Trading, and this is your daily recap and option flow update. And it is Wednesday, the 29th of November, and it has been a day today. It is about 3:20, so we got a little while for the close, and I thought I'd shoot this live today so we can go into this and see exactly what's going on. And if you guys have questions, you could chat with me on the side. So everything's not equal. That said, markets are close to their lows here as we go into the close, right? We can see that the Qs have been hit the hardest today. Right? We sliced through all the way through the 21 day. We are now just below it here with 40 minutes to go. The SPY, I mean, really, guys, can't be too upset about this. It's held in. It's a little bit of a reversal candle, but it's held in and it hasn't even come in halfway down yesterday's bar. So really can't be too worried about the SPY here. And the IWM continues just to hang out up here, kind of like the SPY, a little reversal candle, but after a big run, not a big deal. So what did I do today? I sold my last of my IWM calls up at 6 from 3. I sold my JP Morgan calls at, I don't remember anymore. Let's go see if we can find it. Usually pretty good. 4 from 238, and I dumped my Bank of America Commons from 26 and change at 28.17. I also did one little thing of buying today. I bought a little Walmart. So I did a little shopping today. Not a lot, and it's a position that I can add to, and I went to January. Why? I kind of liked Walmart this morning. I talked to you guys about this on the morning setup video. Held the 8-day here, starting to go. It competes against Amazon. It has the best online presence from any other retailer with that purchase of Jet.com. It had a blockbuster online sales weekend. There's been good call buying it all day long. The Jan 9750s were swept. Why didn't I buy the Jan 9750s, you're asking? Well, because when I look at it, I like the price performance risk reward better for the Jan 100s. Over 0.3 delta and a lot cheaper, and I can add to it much more aggressively. So I have a decent little position there, not big, not small, just right size, but a position that I can add. It's not a full size. And the one thing I want to say is in a market like this, I will not add a full size position on until I think whatever's going on is over. Yo, Chris, how's it going, man? Costco before the open in Walmart, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Costco had a nice move today. All the retailers were in Fuego today. And that's the one thing to be aware of is that not everything was equal today. We've talked about this a couple of times. Yeah, the VIX is popping, but I mean, this is nothing. Not huge, not big anything going on here. You know, the financials, they held in all day long, right? New highs, year high on the financials, right? If we look at this on a long-term yearly chart, new 1-year high on the XLF. Bank of America, same thing, right? JP Morgan, right? These guys all exploded. What am I left with? I'm still in my GS calls. Some of you guys were asking if I was going to add, and I thought about it a couple times today and didn't. And why? My gut instinct is if the banks are going to explode, I'll wait for that day for it to go, and that today was just not the day to add into it. Not too bad. It could be a Bitcoin. A Bitcoin got destroyed just now. I don't, you know, this is one of the reasons why I don't touch this. Was it GBTC? Yeah. This is an ETF that tracks Bitcoin. I mean, here, this is all you need to see today. Not a pretty picture. Anyway, so where do we go from here? I don't know, guys. I'm not trying to be hard or difficult. You know, people are saying, what's my crystal ball say? My crystal ball says is that, you know, this is a little bit of weakness moving around of money and setting us up for the year-end run. For those who'd like this, market on close and balance is 300 million to the sale side, which is nothing at this point. So, you know, it's okay. What about biotech today? Biotech today, I liked Celgene. I didn't chase it, and that turned out to be a lucky thing not to chase it today, right? You know, failed. Again, failed to hold above the 21 day. That's the IBB. Celgene, you know, looks very similar. Fib, another name I love today, held in really well. This one looks like it can go. This is one that would be going on my go-to list here. JP Morgan, more coming in. Oh, Trox, by the way. So while I'm sitting here talking to you guys, Trox, December 25 calls. Wow, I'm not sure what they do here. They're swept. There's over 3,400 on the line. So 700 of them plus swept here, over 3,400 on the line. So Trox, something they're looking at. We'll take a quick look at that. Weakness, somebody's coming in doing some dip buying today into there. JP Morgan, December 110 calls getting swept. Another reason why I'm not yet in a rush to do anything at the banks, they're still coming after them. Another 750 of them. Okay, I'll look for some type of weakness to buy back the banks. That's basically what I'm looking for here. So what was interesting today? So Walmart, you guys know I like that. ADSK got killed last night on earnings that were good and weak and slightly weak guidance, but they've been buying this thing all day. I didn't take a position because I usually like to give something like this a couple days to basically just settle out. I usually look at 3 days on something like that unless I have real conviction. Off the 200 day is a place to watch. If they could hold there, that would be great. EA got smacked around today and has finally lost the 200 days. So, got caught up in that tech sell-off today. I don't know. So, Chris, when I draw lines on anything, I try to connect as many points as possible. So whether that is top of the candles or the wicks or the tails, I try to connect as many points as I possibly can. So for you, example here on XBI, you're asking about, right? So if we were to take from the top of this candle, I would do something. It's tough. It's not a great line here. It's kind of a line, right? That would be the better line, except you had the brief break of it. So that's how I would draw that. And I would consider this a blip above it. So that's how I would look at this one on XBI today. So what else today? They bought the banks all day long again, guys. Hard to chase the banks up here, and I certainly would not be doing that. There was not a lot of put buying out there. I'm sure there will be plenty of it out there. Chris, okay, I'll take a look at that in a little bit. Farther more out there, but I didn't really, it wasn't institutional type protection. Teva caught some flow all day. Teva got upgraded this morning. All right, Teva was upgraded this morning. It's got a nice little uptrend here. It's trying to recapture some of this area. And you can see they were buying. They got the Jan 1550s bought for 8 there. There was also there's a couple other small sweepers. Twitter sometimes doesn't always pick up on everything I post. It's annoying as all hell. Their search capacity sometimes is not the best. Wells Fargo here. Wells Fargo Chase seeing some more action weekly. 57 calls, swept, another 30K of them. So, markets are just kind of waffling around here. We have about 30 minutes to go into the close. No real damage done. That said, I'm not in a rush to go buying these names. They certainly haven't come after it. I know people were asking me about Micron. This is a potent down day on volume in Micron, right? And the one thing I know about Micron is when they want it, they come for this name big. And, these little buyers are not enough to get my attention into Micron today. Micron, we see multi-million-dollar sweeps when they want this thing. So we'll see. I'd watch maybe for the 50-day would be a better place to try to buy it if we can get there. And maybe, we gap down and we get there in the morning, we turn. I mean, the one thing this market is we tend to see very quick turnarounds, right? Today was no exception. But there was definitely selling today in the queues. Look at the volume today. Let me blow this up for you. Look at this candle. We're at over 60 million shares, 62 million shares traded with a half hour to go. I bet you we hit 70. And you can see that is a big volume day on the Qs. You know, we haven't had a lot above here. So when you look at this, into this bloodbath we had it this year, right? Into this bloodbath we had it that day. But other than that, we really haven't had it. So just, take note. This selling today in the Qs was real. There was profit taking. There was rolling out of money. They definitely got out of these names. And yeah, bank goes ex-divvy tomorrow, Chris. But so did Goldman Sachs went ex-divvy tomorrow, and it was up. So I'm not reading anything into it right now. I don't think they care about that in the banks. The one thing I will tell you is the market was telling me, the options market told me to be careful with tech, to stay away from these names. We didn't see any flow the last couple days coming into these names, and what was coming in was coming into weeklies, like Micron, for example. They were buying the weeklies. Weekly 50 calls is where they were coming into this week. They weren't going out in time. Very little flow into Netflix or Facebook. There was some, but not much. I mean, this is all part of my service, guys. If you're interested, you hit me up, Mike at alphashark.com, or options Mike, give me a direct message. But you can see, they was telling us there wasn't much going on here. There wasn't a lot of great activity going into these names. And when we checked the open interest the next day, it wasn't anything special either. Juniper here, guys. Juniper, JNPR. Jan, 31 calls swept times 250. That thing's on highs. That thing had a big move today. All right, going ex-dividend, doesn't matter. They've been buying this thing all morning. UNP, another sweep. December 8th, 123 calls, swept. About 500 of those, not quite. So UNP, they've been in that thing all day long. You can see it's been running and running and running and running. They've loved the transports today. UPS, right? Came after this one. I actually tweeted this out to everybody yesterday. All right, beautiful bar. Can't chase that. FDX. Beautiful bar, right? The transports came to life today. Target, retail names came to life today. Right? Another name, big move, engulfed this huge range. Right? We used to have I think it has a, if I remember correctly, it has a gap to fill if we can get it. Yeah, right there. Curve that blue line. Gets back into this gap. It never finished filling it. So something to keep an eye on. Point is, there are things to do today. I was busy taking profits early. UNP, not done. So UNP, that little sweeper front around this block. December 8th, 123 calls, a block now. 4,300 plus of them. UPS seeing some more flow here this late. So, the bulls are still out there. The flow is overwhelmingly bullish. By the way, if you have questions like Chris, you can chat. I can see them. I can respond to them for you. UPS, December 22nd, 22 calls, 122 calls. The one sector I keep watching for is energy and biotech. These have been out of play. Look at energy just kind of flatlining here. We see these turn, man, we could have a huge move in this market. What else? UNP, some more December 123 calls. $116,000 worth of them here. It just keeps coming. Wells Fargo, more December 29th, 5750 calls. So what do I hope for tomorrow? Another 60K there. I hope tomorrow we get a red open, guys. My hope is that we get a red open and a reversal and we can buy the dip. That's what I'm hoping for tomorrow. That would be a wonderful thing. MOC is now 500 million to the sale side. We got a little time to go yet. This thing has a tendency to move around quite a bit. So there you go. So guys, overall, I took a lot of profits the last 2 days, so I'm not really caught up in this. That said, I'm started a little dip buying today, a little bit yesterday into Twitter, back into Twitter, a little bit today back into Walmart. Twitter got smacked around pretty good today too. But I bought March call, so I have tons of time, so I'm just not caring. I will revisit this later on, probably add aggressively to it. And I'm very okay right now with just sitting tight and playing the action and seeing what happens. So I hope you guys are all okay. If you guys are not, you have questions, you're looking for help, give me a hookup, hit me up. I also do mentoring if you need some help at smartoptiontrading.com. Just send me an email or hit me on directly on Twitter. I hope you all have a great night. People in the service, was not a bad day. Could have been a lot worse. The market gave us ways out. And morning setups call in the morning. We'll see how the market looks in the morning. We'll go from there. Good night, guys.